Hi everyone, it's the 4Gun Guy, and today is new toy day here at the 4Gun shop. So today we're going to talk about something my friends from Olight sent me. It's their new PLX. It just came out. In fact, it's releasing today on the day that I'm doing this video, and it's a new weapon-mounted light. So what I thought we would do is let's go through quickly what's in the box, what I like about what's in the box, and then some of the features. We'll do a dark test to see how far this light gets thrown both inside and outside. And then we'll have some final thoughts. So if you're ready to go, let's get to it. Let's talk about what's in the box, and then we'll get to the functionality here. So you've got these two rail adapters that can either go on a standard Picatinny or mil-spec 1913 rail, or one of the adapters is more for a Glock rail, which is a little narrower. It's got a screw and then an extra screw comes with it. This tool is awesome. It's made from aluminum, and this does everything you need. So you're not searching for 3 different types of tools to make the adjustments that you might need to make. Comes with an adapter, a charging adapter, and then it has, of course, the light. The instructions are really, really well written. So they're not like some of the other things that we might have seen or might get from other companies. Now let's talk about the build quality. This thing is totally metal. There's no plastic on this. So when we really start to look at this, it's got really good adjustments. It's got the switch that goes from a narrow beam to a wide beam right here on the side. If you look at the bottom here, this is just an example of the quality. This isn't that plastic little rubber cover that flips out of the way and gets all over the place. This is metal, guys. So and it's spring loaded. So when I push this down, it's down. It's staying down. Again, the housing is all aluminum. The lights, you can see that you've got the low beams or the narrow beams and the high, wider beam light there. And so, yeah, the build quality is really, really good. Another feature I like about this is it's got this rail adjustment here. So I can adjust this depending on what rails I'm using and where I want this to sit on the rails. And then I use these adapters that I mentioned earlier for the right rail. And then once it's set, it's set. Let's talk about some of the features really quickly. This is a dual beam lamp. So it's got a narrow beam and a wide beam. We're going to see that when we take it out in the shop or in the room and outside. It is totally all metal. So, and this is in my Janik pistol, does have a chamber flag in there, so there's nothing in this thing. But it is ambidextrous, so it's got totally, like I can manage it on this side. I can manage it with my thumb. So if I'm doing my normal pistol grip, right, my thumb is right here. I can do it just like that. And it's got different light modes. So I can do either just on and off. I can double click it and leave it on. I can, even with my thumb, adjust the beam here to make the beam either wide or narrow. And the thing I like about this is, again, everything from right here. So I can either use my thumb or my other finger to manage this and turn this on. If I do both, I get a strobe light in either mode, the tight or the wide shot. Okay, totally dark room. Let's get this thing up and see what we can do. So I am going to turn it on. So that is bright with the narrow beam, okay? Turn it down. That is bright with the wide beam. You can see it is a lot wider. and spread out. Now I'm just going to turn it on, let it go. So if we do that, here we are. Again, the gun is unloaded. There's nothing in it. Let's do strobe. Oh yeah, look at that. Strobe light. Now let's come down to a less bright beam. So there's less. Still pretty good illumination. Conserves the battery. Let's go back to high. Let's go to the narrow. Narrow on high. There we go. Let's go outside. Okay, we're out in the backyard. Let's illuminate the fence, which is probably about 10 yards away. That is with the narrow beam. Let's switch to broad. Wow, that really lights things up. Let's go. That's low. That's low with the high beam, or with the narrow beam. Still looks really good. Let's go back to high. And now, let's illuminate that telephone pole that you can see off in the distance there. That's 90 yards away. Actually, that one's 60 yards away. Well, let's come over here. Those trees are 90. I don't know if you can see all the way down there, and it's kind of a hazy night. Those telephone poles all the way down there are 150 yards. So this thing does a pretty good job of illuminating. And that fence there is 25 yards away. So this does a really good job. Let's go back for some final thoughts. Well, I want to thank my friends from Olight for sending me the PLX here. I think it's a really good option for a weapon-mounted light. Again, I've got this on my pistol, but you could certainly put this on a carbine or a shotgun if you have a Picatinny mount on that and you want home defense, to use it for home defense. I think this threw the light really well. Remember, it's got those 5 basic options, right? It's got the strobe capability, the high and low beam, and then the wide and the narrow beam. So I like the fact that you've got some options there. The Picatinny rail mount is really sturdy. I love the fact that they give you that one tool that does everything. So I'm not searching for a bunch of different tools. And I really like the fact that they gave you those adapters for different types of rails. So I think it's a really good option for you. I'd look at that if you're looking at a weapon-mounted light. And yeah, thanks again to Olight. Well, hey, thanks for watching, everyone. I really appreciate it. I've got some other stuff coming up, some interesting stuff coming up. And I appreciate all the likes, comments, subs. And until next time, shoot straight.